Hi everyone. I hope you people are doing well. So as promised, I am back with square and square root part 2 for grade 8. Let us start. The very first thing which we have to understand is the concept of square root. Suppose you are given area of a square which is 144 centimeter square, and when you want to find out the side of the square, you already know the formula for area of square, which is side into side. We can also call it side square. So actually what is given to you here is side square is 144, right? So you want to find out that what could be the side so that the area becomes 144, right? It means whose square is 144. This is something which is called square root. Now we are taking some examples, like for example 1 square is 1. So we say square root of 1 is 1. Now when you are finding 2 square, it becomes 4. So from where are you getting 4? 2 into 2. It means the square root of 4 is 2. Similarly, 3 square is 9, hence square root of 9 is 3. Now this is the symbol of square root. Then I've given one chart of square roots here, like square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4. Like this, I have taken till square root of 625, which is 25. Now in the earlier video, you have done finding the square. There you saw it yourself that square of 25 is 625. That's why square root of 625 is 25. They are both interrelated to each other. And I will advise you people to learn this because it will help you in solving the sums. Now, finding the square root by repeated subtraction. There are different methods of finding square root. The first method is repeated subtraction. Now, we are going to use this concept here that every square number can be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers starting from 1. This we have done when we were finding squares, right? So we are taking one example which is under root of 81. Suppose if you want to find out the square root of 81 and the method is repeated subtraction. So what are we going to do? We are going to subtract odd numbers successively till we get 0. Like 81 minus 1 is 80. In the second step, we do 80 minus 3, which is 77. Then the next odd number is 5. That's why 77 minus 5 is 72. Next odd number will be 7. So 72 minus 7 is 65. The next odd number is 9. 65 minus 9 is 56. Next odd number is 11. So 56 minus 11 is 45. Then the next odd number is 13. So 45 minus 13 is 32. The next odd number is 15. So 32 minus 15 is 17. Then the next odd number is 17 and hence 17 minus 17 is 0. And here we are going to see that how many steps have we taken. So we have taken 9 steps. That's why the square root of 81 is 9. Now you must have understood yourself that using this method is a little lengthy. If you have to find square root of bigger number, then this method is not very useful. Okay, that is the reason that the other methods are being discovered. I'm giving you some questions also to find out the square root of following numbers by repeated subtraction. So you can try it yourself and check it that how much have you understood. Then the next method is prime factorization, right? So this method is useful for big numbers also. And prime factorization concept, you already know how to do the prime factorization. Here I will advise you always take the prime numbers only. So we are taking one example of 324, and if you prime factorize this, you get as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 and 3 into 3. So what do we do here? We make the pairs of identical numbers. Like you can see 2 and 2 once, they are together. Then this pair of 3 is together and this pair of 3 is together. And we are taking 1 out of this pair. From this pair we are taking 1 2. From this pair we are taking 1 3. And from this pair we are taking 1 3. And then we multiply and find the product, which is 18. So square root of 324 is 18. Now some questions I have mentioned here, you can find it yourself, like square root of 256, 6400, 1458 by prime factorization method. So this method is actually very useful, and you can use this method for big numbers also. Then the next activity is here. Find the smallest number by which 9408 should be divided to make it a perfect square. Okay, now these kind of questions usually come in your exams quite a lot. And please remember that if your question says that find the smallest number by which some particular number should be divided or some particular number should be multiplied to make it a perfect square. In these kind of questions, we use prime factorization method, right? So once you do the prime factorization of 9408, which is given over here also, you can check it. You saw it that this 2 is into a pair. This is another set of 2's, another pair of 2, one pair of 7, but this 3 is alone, right? So if this 3 is alone, it means it is not a perfect square. So what we have to do, because we have to find out the number by which it should be divided. So if you remove this 3, it means this will become a perfect square. Now how will you remove this 3? You will divide this number 9408 by 3. Hence the number which you will get will have all pairs, and hence it is a perfect square. Okay, so when you are dividing it by 3, the square root of that number, which is 3136, is going to be 56, because you are taking 1 2 from here, 1 2 from here, 1 2 from this pair, and 1 7 from this pair. After multiplying, you are getting 56. If the same question was asking you that what number should be multiplied, then your answer will be again 3. Because if you add one more 3 here, your number will be a perfect square. Because then you will have a pair of 3 also. I hope this is clear to you. So one question I have given based on this concept only, that by which number 2028 should be multiplied to make it a perfect square. So remember, you are supposed to start with prime factorization of 2028. Then square root by division method. Now this method is more useful when your numbers are very big, which makes it, finding the square root by even by prime factorization a little lengthy. There you can use this division method. So we have taken one question where we are finding the square root of 4096, right? Now here in this question you have to understand that what do we do? The very first thing, we make the pairs starting from the right hand side, starting from units digit basically. So 6 and 9 are into a pair, and then 0 and 4 is also into a pair. And we will be solving one pair at a time. Okay, like in your normal division, you take one digit at a time. Here we take one pair at a time. Now see over here, we are looking at 40, and because it is square root, what we have to do, we have to think of a number that if you multiply that digit by itself, you should either get 40 or you should get a number which is closer to 40 but lesser than 40, like in your normal division. So we start from 1. 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, 4 into 4, 16, 5 into 5, 25, and 6 into 6 is 36. Why we are not taking 7? Because 7 into 7 will be 49, which is greater than 40. So we are taking 36. So we are writing 1 6 here and 1 6 as a quotient above. Then in your normal subtraction you subtract. So here also we are subtracting. 40 minus 36 will 4. Then you copy down the next digit in normal division. So here we copy down the next pair, which is 96. Right? Then 496 is becoming. Then please be careful. In the next step, what we do, the digit which was here, which is 6 only, we make the double of that, which is 12. Right? Now only 12 was here, and we have to think in our mind that we have to add one more digit here, and you have to multiply by the same digit. Like suppose I am taking 4 here, so I will do 124 into 4. If I would be taking 2, I have to do 122 into 2. Like that. And then I have to see that whether I am getting the same number or not. So I tried it with 121 into 1, it will be 121 only. When you try with 122 into 2 and 122 into 3, you will get some number which is lesser than 496. But when I did 124 by 4, I get the exact number. It means I have to write 4 here. So the square root of 4096 is going to be 64, because when you are subtracting it, you are getting a 0. Right? Now this method seems to be a little confusing in the beginning, but when you practice it, it will be clear to you. Now we are taking another example of a decimal number, which is 17.64. Okay, over here also we make the groups, and before the decimal we make the group for starting from the units digit like 7 and 1 in one group, and after decimal we start making the group from immediately after the decimal. It means 6 and 4 together, because here are only 2 digits before decimal also and after decimal also, so we are getting one group only. So 17, if you see, you remember what we started with: 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, and 4 into 4, 16. So 16 is near to 17 and it is lesser than 17 also. So when you subtract, you get 1. 4 is written here, 4 is written in the quotient. Then what are you doing? You are doing the double of 4, which will be 8 here, right? Then you have to think of a number which is 82, and what you have to think, 88 over here, and you have to write down 82 into 2. So when you check 82 into 2, you are getting 164, right? When you check 81 into 1, it will only be 81, so which is not correct, and your answer is 4.2. Right? Now this is another question, that find the least number which must be added to 1825 to make it a perfect square. Now in these questions, please remember, when you have to find the number which is to be added, you have to utilize the method of square root by division method. If you have to find the number to be added or number to be subtracted, then you are supposed to use the method of division method. So we'll try to find out the square root of this number. When you start finding, 4 into 4, 16. 18 minus 16, you are getting 2. You are bringing 25 as a group together. Then the double of 4 is giving you 8. And 81 into 1, which is not near to it. 82 into 2 is 164. When you find 83 into 3, that will be bigger than 225. So here you are getting remainder as 61. It means this number is not a perfect square. Now what we have to do, because we have to find the number to be added, it means we have to add something to this number so that it becomes a perfect square. So when I have checked for 83 into 3, I was getting 249. It means if in place of 225, if I would have 249, this number would be a perfect square. So what can I add to 225 to make it 249? 25. Right? It means 25 is to be added to make it a perfect square. If this question will be find out the number to be subtracted, then immediately we could have subtracted the remainder 61 from here to make it a perfect square. Right? Now I am giving you some questions to practice. Find the square root of the following number by division methods. So you have to use the division method here. And then one question where you have to find the number to be subtracted from this to make it a perfect square. Now one more method is there, which is estimating square roots. You can estimate the square root also, that till some kind of estimation that the number which is nearest to it. Suppose you have to find the square root of 250. So 250 is in between 100 and 400. And you know the square root of 100 is 10 and square root of 400 is 20. It means the square root of 250 will be in between 10 and 20. Right? This is how we check it. Because 10 and 20 is easier, so we have used 10 and 20. Right? Then, in fact, as we know that 15 square is 225 and 16 square is 256. So it means the square root of 250 will be in between 15 and 16. Okay? And because 250 is nearer to 16, it means the square root of 250 will be near to 16. But it will be something as 15 point something, not exactly 16, and not more than 16. Now I'm giving you a trick where you can find the square of numbers where unit digit is 5. And it is very easy. Suppose there is a number as 25. what you have to do, you have to take this first digit, which is 2, multiply by the next digit with 2, which is 3. So 2 into 3, and you have to put hundreds here, right? 2 into 3, 6, 6 hundreds plus 25. So when you add them, you get 625. Okay. Similarly, if you have to find the square of 125, what you have to do, you have to take 12 together, and what number comes after 12? 13. So 12 into 13, hundreds plus 25. This 25 is constant, right? So 12 into 13 will be 156, and because we are adding hundreds here, it means 156 hundreds plus 25, and this is your result. Okay, so you can find this square of 95 and 205 using this method only. I hope you must be understanding the concept. Thanks for watching. And I would again say that if anything you would like me to, add on, or anything, any particular topic you want me to make videos, you can put it in the comment. And if you find it easy to understand the concept this way, you can share the video to your friends, whoever wants to understand it. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.